Hey guys, what's up? It's Mike here. Doing another couple another videos before the weekend or before Saturday or before the week is up. Um, a lot of Spider-Man has come out, like a lot, and I've seen amount of Spider-Man, including the new Scarlet Spider series. Just launched. I'm gonna be doing a review about that. That was actually really good this week. But I have a couple special reviews. So for this first part of the video, I'm gonna be reviewing Amazing Spider-Man 677 by not by Dan Slott, actually by Mark Waid, Emma Rios, and I think it's J-Rod, who's Justin Rodriguez. I might be lying. Um, J-Rod. Javier Rodriguez. My bad, J-Rod Javier Rodriguez. And and Daredevil #8 by Mark Waid. This dude, Kano, and I believe Justin Rodriguez as well. So you might be wondering, um, why am I sort of, why am I reviewing Daredevil and Spider-Man at the same time? Because Mark Waid actually for issue 677 of Amazing Spider-Man, there was a crossover between the two series written by Mark Waid. Bam. So 677, and then this continues. Devil in the Details Part 1, and then Devils in the Details Part 2. Nice. Not only that, I'm gonna be reviewing Amazing Spider-Man 678, which also came out by Dan Slott, right here. But I'm gonna be taking care of this other stuff first. Is it Justin Rodriguez? It's Javier Rodriguez. I'm an idiot. Javier Rodriguez. I've said it twice. Yes. So I'm gonna start off with Amazing Spider-Man 677. So this book starts off with Peter. He's sort of walking around New York City, sort of dejected. His life is, even though he's sort of awesome. Like, he saved the world. He's sad because he doesn't have a girlfriend, and and that's a little he's a little depressed by that. He then meets up with Black Cat, and he tries to he tries not to be he gives off that aura of being needy, and she doesn't want to be that rebound, especially with the history they've had together. So she sort of shoots him down, and Peter puts a spider trace on her, and she goes she goes home. Um, Lo and behold, when she gets home, her place gets raided by the cops, and she's arrested. Peter, seeing this, Peter goes to work and finds out that someone Black Cat apparently broke into Horizon Labs, stole a holographic technology, and and ran off, and that's why she was caught. And so he goes to Daredevil, and he assumes Daredevil is out in the open. He goes to Matt Murdock and is like, "Hey, Daredevil, I need your help. You know, official business. Let's do this." And Daredevil's like, "I don't know who you are, sir. You could call me at my office." And they meet up at the Empire State Building. And Peter's sort of like, "Oh, you're not sort of. I thought your identity was like blown a while ago." And Matt's always like, a third of the city believes I'm Daredevil, a third of the city doesn't believe, and a third of the city just like is whatever about it. Um, um, so they go, and Peter he tells Daredevil that, you know what, uh, Black Cat's gonna break out. Like, knowing I know her, she's not gonna stay in jail for a long time. And they go off to find out, who set Black Cat up. Black Cat, she breaks out of prison, or she breaks out of jail, and they sneak up on Peter and Matt. They sneak up on these people, sort of digging a hole, and they're armed, and they're looking for a doctor called Dr. Wasserschmidt. Peter and Spidey and Daredevil, they go to the alley, and Peter's like, my spider sense isn't tingling, and Daredevil's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Um, you know, there's no one there, and they find out, it's just a hologram. So they go underground, and there's some tremors, and they get buried. Sorta. Peter tries to break out, but he grabs a electricity wire, and it breaks, and he gets electrocuted, and then you see Black Cat, and that's how the issue ends. Um, so this issue it's actually pretty good. It's not too bad. Mark Waid, he knows how to write Daredevil. He's been doing a great job on Daredevil recently, and you know, it's a good way to just a two-part arc leading up to Dan Slott's major. He's gonna have a lot of Spidey stuff happening. Um, But yeah, the story's good. It's not too heavy on the dialogue. It's a little lighthearted. The interaction between Daredevil and Spidey. And I always like team up books or like crossovers, and I like this simple crossover between two books, self-contained, one issue Spider-Man, one issue of Daredevil, and we're done. There's no buy 1,000 books or you have to re-alternate for like 2 months, like reading these books. It's simple. Spider-Man came out one week. Daredevil came out the next week. Everything was simple, fine and dandy. Um, Now, other than story wise, I felt Peter came off as a little weird in this. He came off as too needy, and the fact that he sort of blew Matt Murdock's cover in public, especially since they're on the new Avengers together, is a little like odd. I find. Um, I don't really see why he would do such a thing. Like that seems really out of character for Peter, especially since he knows the troubles of a secret identity. That was just out of place. Um, Other than that, not too much. Art. For one thing, I don't like this cover. As you can see, I love Humberto Ramos. He did the cover for this issue. I love his art, but for this art or this cover, I'm not too fond of it. It just looks. The perspective is weird. Black Cat looks weird, especially her mask. Especially since it's a domino mask, but it's like two pieces, so they're not connected. Other than that, it's a little weird. Emma Rios's art. The art was good. I've never been too fond of Emma Rios's art. It's very like mute colors. It's she uses a lot of pale colors in terms of it's not very bright at all. It's a lot of pale blue. The red's very pale. It's very similar to Marcos Martin's color scheme or Paulo Rivera's color scheme in certain times. That's what she reminds me of, Emma Rios. But the art is good. But truth be told, I don't think her art really works for a Spider-Man book. Especially, well, I mean, Spider-Man didn't do. There was not much action in this book, not too much Spider-Maning, and I guess that works. But I feel like if it's when it comes down to Spider-Man doing Spider-Man stuff, I don't think her art style can best express the way Spidey moves. But it's good. The art for this issue is good, especially since there's not too much action. There's a lot of like, it's like a lot of Spidey and Daredevil like diving or flying across the sky, and that was good. Those scenes were very well done. She drew Spider-Man a little weird, especially the face around the face. Not a big deal, but yeah, I don't have much to say. So I'm gonna be giving making Spider-Man 677, The Devil in the Details, Part 1 of 2, a 3.5 out of 5. It's not too much action. It's a more setting up. All the action happens in Daredevil. All right, so Daredevil number 8. I actually like this cover a lot. It's by Paulo Rivera. I believe he is not the current artist on Daredevil. The current artist on Daredevil is Marcos Martin. But so Daredevil number 8 starts off. The creative team's a little different. It's Mark Waid, and the artist is Kano, not maybe the Kano from Mortal Kombat. So we start off with Foggy Nelson, Matt's law partner, and he's exhuming this th- this cemetery that isn't taking care of properly maintaining the grounds, and this has a special place in Matt's heart because his father's buried here, Jumping Jack Murdoch. Um, or he's had different monikers over the years, Jumping Jack or Jack the Devil Murdoch. So and then now we go back to Daredevil, and he sees Black Cat moving to Spidey. He sees Spidey, with his wire radar sense, getting electrocuted. And he's like, Spidey says Black Cat's innocent, but I don't know. Like, she trapped us. She lured us here. So Daredevil saves Spidey, and then sort of attacks or grapples a Black Cat, and pins her down. And this is this weird, awkward moment between them. This weird sexual tension that it's clear. Um, Spidey, um, Spidey tells Black Cat, it's like I didn't lure the PD to your place, and I didn't, we're both being framed. Let's figure this out. Um, and there's still this awkward Daredevil Black Cat like flirting going on. So the three of them leave and they go flying across the city, and they find Dr. Waterschmidt. He's in a safe house in his apartment, and we find out that he was poisoned, but um he was poisoned by the people. He basically stole his own technology. He used this technology to pretend that some Black Cat stole it, and then took it to sell to the highest bidder. And he sold it to I believe Hydra, no, Terra One, which is essentially like Hydra or AIM, some sort of big bad. Um, so Peter takes the doctor to a hospital, while Black Cat and Daredevil go to steal the holographic technology back from these people. And then we see Daredevil. He says he's gotten really paranoid lately because he got in possession of something called the Omega Drive, which is basically a Fantastic Four storage drive, which data about tons of the world's biggest crime syndicates. And he finds out that AIM is you know AIM even though AIM has like super tech like this, what about the other groups that could like grab their hands on this tech? So he goes, and him and Black Cat go, and he takes down the helicopter, being Daredevil, with his bolo sticks, and Black Cat uses her Black Cat powers to sort of, they go inside the building, and they sort of like use their abilities to sneak through this place. Daredevil finds a hollow drive. He takes it back. Black Cat sort of, does her own thing. And apparently they have this weird sexy moment on the roof of the building. Um, and then we see what happened with Black Cat. She found the person who framed everyone, and this man, he's offering Black Cat a reward for something, and that is and that person is I believe like they want the Omega Drive, and Matt Murdock has it, and Black Cat knows, Black Cat knows that Daredevil's Matt Murdock, and you see them making out, and then Spidey sees them, and he says, "This is probably my favorite line in the entire book. I think this is my supervillain origin," and he swings off. So Matt and Black Cat are just making out, about to go to town on each other in Matt's apartment. And then Matt picks up the phone. It's like really important. Apparently it's about his dad, and he picks up and he finds out that his dad's body's missing. Like there's a hole straight through the ground. And Black Cat, and you can see that just Black Cat's playing him, and that's where it ends. This issue was actually not too bad. I don't like the way Black Cat's willing to. I mean, I assume this whole Black Cat betraying Matt Murdock right now is gonna be not true, especially since she's trying to be a hero. But you never know. Um, Story wise, it was a great, solid way to end the story. Especially, I'm a little upset that there wasn't more Spider-Man in it, especially since it's supposed to be a crossover. And even in the Spider-Man book, Daredevil was prevalent in more than half. But in this one, Spider-Man's in it for like 5 pages and then he disappears. Like that's just silly. I didn't like that, especially since it's supposed to be a crossover. I think a little more Spider-Man would have been better. Um, there's a lot of characters in it. It's a little dialogue heavy, and sometimes it's better if you know a little bit about Marvel before you jump into this. I felt because a lot of it's just you get lost if you don't know it. Like the Omega Drive, like that's something obscure and random that I didn't remember until I was like, I know what you're talking about. So story wise, it's a little heavy. I'm a little sad that there's not enough. I'm a little disappointed there's not more Spider-Man in it. And oof, did I get fingerprints on it? And that's about it. Art wise, Kano's art is very similar to Emma Rios in terms of the color scheme he uses. It's very pale. It wasn't too bright. Um, thing is, I didn't like the way he drew Black Cat. She was very over sexualized in this, and compared to Emma Rios's. Um, and I guess that's the appeal that he was trying to do it because weirdly enough, Matt Murdock gets a lot of hot women for being a blind guy, and she sort of I guess that was what he was trying to do, make that sex appeal. But I didn't really like the way he drew her personally. It was just over the top a little bit. Otherwise, the art was good. I felt this was a little too. His art is a little too similar to Emma Rios, Macros Martin, Paulo Rivera. His art is very similar to theirs. In terms of the color tone, color scheme, and the tone he used, which I guess is a good thing because they're trying to connect the books. But at the same time, I prefer a little bit more his style than like trying to emulate the other styles. But I don't know, whatever. It's not a big deal, I guess. It's not a big deal. People do what they do. Not much else to say about this book. I'm gonna be giving Daredevil number 8 a 3.5 out of 5. It's alright. I was a little disappointed. It was a solid way to end, but I'm a little disappointed in the way they took it. Um, so that's it. I'm gonna be doing a review of Amazing Spidey 678 by itself, but let me let me know what you guys think about this book, especially if you read it. Or just if you like, check out my other videos. Just let me know the drill. Subscribe, like, click, dislike, whatever. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend, guys.